And last year, I think she did it, the last president had every person in Psi Chi like donate $20 or try to raise.
I don't know why I raised my hand. Yeah, I think like her idea, and it was a good idea, but I don't think that many people followed through with it.
Right.
Because I don't know how comfortable people are with just asking people for money, even people they know. I don't have a problem with it, but that's special. But like it was for like 10 weeks. You ask people that you know for like or you ask 10 people, not 10 weeks. You ask like 10 people for $5, or you know, or you ask as many people as you can for certain donations. Like, hey, I'm going to MPA. This is really important for my entire future. You know, very dramatic. And you just ask people you know for like just a small donation, and you just keep asking a lot of people. I wonder if we could do like sponsoring. What? Like you do like with like
walkathons and stuff?
Right.
So would you just go up to people and say, will you sponsor my trip to MPA?
I don't know, like, I feel a little on the other side about this because I don't feel comfortable going up to asking people for money, like, especially like cash, especially when it's for me to go to, I mean, that's kind of odd. Like it's different, like, if I'm asking people to help support money for a cause like the autism walk, that's totally different because they're not writing me a blank check. They're not giving me cash or anything. It's to an organization, and it's not for one particular person. And I guess I kind of feel a little uncomfortable doing that. It's like if I want to go, I would prefer just
to pay for yourself.
Yeah, I will give my own $50. I'm not gonna go ask 10 people for $5. Right. I think that's kind of uncomfortable.
But if I asked the psychology department through a letter if they would be willing to donate money to Psi Chi, and I would leave for them to leave the donations in the office without writing.
Right. It's not to any particular person. It's just to members.
Would you be comfortable with that? I mean, asking them to donate to Psi Chi to help pay for our trip.
Well, I think it'd be better to, I think it'd be better, I mean,
instead of going around with like a can being like, we donate money to me.
Like, I mean, it's kind of like, how many people really, when you see people on the street like, oh, donate money to.
Right, but they,
that's what I'm saying. That's kind of the same, like,
and I understand the skepticism in that, but if I just said to Psi Chi in the office, then I think people would be more willing to do that.
Can we get corporate sponsorships?
I have no,
I used to do fundraisers a lot in high school, and this is what we would do. We would, I mean, it's kind of juvenile, but candy sales, it's like what we're doing in there. It's just lugging a box around. But, like, we would write letters to different companies in town, asking them to support, us in our endeavors.
What about previous members?
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of those people they weren't even involved in Psi Chi in the first place.
And it's hard to get a hold of.
Yeah, and it's difficult. But I mean, the corporate sponsorship thing is interesting right now, but the way the economy is, I have a feeling they would be less likely to donate to us.
Well, not only that, I
anybody
think as far as university policies, I mean, when I was going through the training for treasurer, I remember something about the corporate sponsorship thing. That, just a quick email to David Reynolds, who's down in the bursar's office, would be able to clear that up.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I'm thinking that something is not okay.
Right.
With doing that, or maybe there's a certain condition or something.
Even if it's not a campus event, but because we're a campus club or a campus
organization. Just something's ringing a bell, and I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like there's a lot of paperwork because IPFW is only affiliated with certain type of corporations like Subway.
Right, and the donating party would probably be interested in some kind of a tax write-off, and I'm not sure how that works. So that he would be the guy we'd have to contact before we could.
What was his name?
David Reynolds.
Sorry, I retained yours.
You retained yours a lot.
Okay, so what I'm going to do then is I will let you guys know, take a survey of all the people going to MPA planning on it, get that number, figure out how much we each need as individuals, and then I'll write a proposal to the psych department, and then I'll send out an email also to all the professors asking them if they would like to donate to our helplessness.
I was going to say to ask, make sure they know the dates and specify how many days they plan on staying, because obviously people that are presenting have to be there and have to stay for a certain time, and other people.
Yeah, exactly.
So obviously the longer you stay, the more it's going to cost, because I think it's around, from last year, I want to say it's $230 a night. and that's with like a discount.
Well, the calculations for like an estimated, like if they would stay every day, the formula, I had that on the
paper?
the paper that I gave you, so it should be, as long as you just update the room rates, it shouldn't be a problem to get a good estimate of what it's gonna cost.
Mm-hmm. So, okay, I did that, MPA. So also, I'm gonna include the social event in the newsletter going out to all the other people.
Because we'll have to book those rooms pretty
Yeah, we need to
ASAP.
do that now. So I'm gonna have that actually, I'll probably do it tonight. I'll send it out on the MPA, oh my gosh, on the Psi-Chi listserv on how many people are gonna go. And then I'll probably have that number by next week, and then hopefully I can get all of this done by next week. And if Jamie, out there, Jamie, hi. I'd really appreciate if you get on that too. So yeah, I think that's about it, and then just make sure, we all, if you can make it on Thursday, because next Thursday I'll have a lot of more stuff to talk about also, kind of regarding MPA and future meetings, and then the social event that we're gonna hopefully have with the 80s and funness. And I'll send out another newsletter to everyone just to keep them informed. And I think, and just make sure, you keep buying stuff from the Psi-Chi office.
Are we having an official meeting next Thursday, or just at your house for the VA stuff?
It's not official meeting, so
Okay, just
the VA stuff. And I think that's it. If I have anything else, I did get this thing about, wait 1 second, volunteering with Holly Rochelle, and it's about, she needs volunteers for an STD Awareness Event. She needs volunteers for National Eating Disorder Awareness Week event. So if you're interested in one of those types of things, I guess let me know. I can send out an email about that too, because it's kind of like weird days, like February 25th, 2009, just a question mark next to it, which doesn't really tell me a lot, so there's no real details, but I'll just keep that in your mind for right now for volunteering for that, because we need to kind of volunteer. And they're both related to psychology, like eating disorders and STD awareness, like risky behavior and stuff. So, and Wellness Week, it will be coming up in March, late March, and we're gonna have a poster board presentation there also. But I'll mention that in the next meeting, because I'm not exactly sure what topic we want to do yet, and who's gonna volunteer to sit at the table. Yes.
Oh, I was gonna volunteer to make the board.
Oh,
may have
of course. Yeah, you know how awesome I am at cutting and making boards.
You are good at sports.
No, I'm
Did
bad.
they give you the registration form for that? Because you have to reserve a table.
Yeah,
I think
well,
a month in advance or something.
There's a girl in my research methods class, and she claims she can get us a table in the main room
Okay.
of Wald. And she's she said she can do it, but if she can't, then I'll just go ahead and request wherever we can get a table. It's not a big deal. But so we can make handouts like we did for a couple other events. People really like our handouts because they're really informative, and people like to take a psychological perspective on wellness, not just oh, you should eat really well, you really need to be better, and stop smoking. But mental health awareness is really, really important. So if you guys have any awesome ideas for that, write it down. Here's something in class, kind of maybe what would be a good handout, what would I think would be, personally help me kind of thing. So I'll let you guys simmer with that a little bit. But other than that, I think that's all I have then.